got a bad case of the Mondays, guys. I'm not feeling too rad today. What is this? Chuck Norris water. Do you think that'll work? For the taste of it, Diet Coke. Let's see if this works. My God, it worked. Now I'm feeling rad. Nothing can stop me now. Now I can get into my video. Oh, no siree. Dishes are done, man. Dan it, dude who loves movies. Dan it, dude who loves movies. What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name's Cody, and I'm just a dude who loves movies. And today I want to take on the community challenge of the RAD 9 movies that made us. The Rat Pack had their 1-year anniversary super show with a lot of guests, including myself. And on that show, they issued a challenge to the community. They wanted everybody to show the RAD 9 movies that made them. I want to give a big shout out to Justin from MovieWatchDaily and The Dead Couch for pulling bingo. I see you, Justin. I see you. But there was one slight issue. My issue was my very first video that I did a few months ago for YouTube. I list the top movies that made me. So this time, I'm going to list some more movies that made me, and I'm going to leave out some movies that I've talked about many times before, like Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Scream, Child's Play 2, Terminator 2. So if you want to see me talk about those movies and other movies more in depth, I'm going to link it down in the description. It's Get to Know the Dude, my very first video. So all my picks I do have on VHS, but 98% of my VHSs are packed away. So I'm going to pull either physical media of it or I'm going to show some fun knickknacks from the movie. So let's get into my number 9. And my number 9 is low-key probably one of the greatest soundtracks ever. My number 9 is A Goofy Movie. I love this movie. 1995, this movie was awesome. I remember I got it for Christmas, and from Christmas to New Year's or whenever we went back to school, I watched that VHS maybe twice a day. I watched it a lot, over and over again. I love the music. Powerline, of course. There's a scene where Max is on his way to school, and he's singing about how he's going to confess his love to this girl, Roxanne. And I remember when I was that age, I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to go to school and I want to, sing to the girls and blah, blah. But it was funny because, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but about 2 or 3 years later, when I was in 5th grade, me and 2 of my friends used to sing songs to girls on the schoolyard. And you can't go wrong with a Goofy Movie. It even has PaulyShore as Robert Zimmerowski.
It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
I even have a Goofy Movie socks. I also want to let you guys know that these are in no particular order. I just kind of put them on as I feel fit, but either one of these could be number 1, either one of these could be number 9. They are all movies that mean something to me that I watched over and over again. With that said, my number 8 is going to be a very highly quoted movie of mine. So my number 8 pick is TheCrow. TheCrow is a movie I watched all the freaking time on VHS. I remember my aunt owned it and I would borrow it from her and I'd watch it over and over again. And then I remember I saved up my allowance one year and I went to, I think it was Sam Goody. Sam Goody. And I bought this. This was the coolest set to me. This is actually one of my favorite packs too. I do like this a lot. The Crow is just a great movie. I think it's a great romantic gothic revenge movie. It has a lot of good action, a lot of heart. I really do like it. I love Ernie Hudson in this. Ernie Hudson is one of my favorite actors. I actually have the Crow poster signed by Ernie Hudson. And to this day, when my friends and I are at a gas station or we're going on a road trip or something, we'll say smokes and road beers, and that's code for beef jerky and energy drinks. But yeah, number 8 is The Crow. I even have a wicked prayer. I know you're jealous.
I got to deal with them. We got to send one person out.
I'll go. One of the hostages, doof. Sorry.
Number 7, Airheads from 1994, starring Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler. This movie, what used to be on TV all the time. I remember I used to watch this, play with my action figures, and I watched it over and over again. It was called like Summer Movie Madness or something on VH1 or E, and they would show it over and over again, and I would watch it and laugh so hard. And then I remember I saw it at Target, and I bought the VHS, and it was great. And as soon as it came out on DVD, I bought it there. I do not have the very expensive Blu-ray, and it needs to come back into print so I can get it. This needs an upgrade from Kino or something. I'd take this on 4K any day. There are a lot of cameos in this movie, like Chris Farley, Ernie Hudson's in it, even a young David Arquette's in this. Check this out if you haven't seen it, and I bet you anything the Lone Ranger's going to be your favorite band after this.
Did I do that?
Doesn't matter. I'm gonna tear you apart with my bare hands. Come here!
My number 6 is going to be Blankman. I was a huge fan of In Living Color, and I love David Alan Grier and Damon Wayans, so I was naturally drawn to this movie. I remember turning on HBO one early morning, and this was on, and I remember just laughing so hard. I remember they would show this and Tommy Boy back to back all the time, and I'd watch them both over and over again. I also found this movie very relatable because they were raised by the grandma, and so was I. So that was a really cool connection I saw. And in the 90s, I didn't really hear many people who were raised by their grandma. So I thought that was really cool to see in this movie and that I could relate with them. Blankman also has a really cool soundtrack. There's a song I recommend called Superhero by the New Power Generation and Prince. It's a really cool song, and if you do anything, listen to that song.
All right, gentlemen, nobody... Ladies, kindly pardon my error.
So my number 5 rad pick is going to be ThePhantom, starring BillyZane. BillyZane was a hero of mine back in the day when this movie came out. I love ThePhantom, and I love BillyZane. I remember I had this recorded off of HBO on a VHS. It was this, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and Johnny Dangerously. And man, I had so much fun watching this, and I still love it. And this is actually a custom slip by my dude Side Hustle Cinema. BillyZane was actually the first celebrity I met back in 2010. I was walking the floor of San Diego Comic-Con, and he was signing autographs for the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and you could take a picture with him and the DeLorean. So it was really cool. I told him how much he meant to me as a kid, and he thought it was really cool. He was very nice, and it started my obsession of, getting autographs from celebrities, but he was definitely a highlight, and I would definitely meet him again. I haven't seen him or met him since, but I definitely would like to see him again, because now I have a one-sheet poster of ThePhantom, and I'd like to get some Tales from the Crypt stuff signed by him.
What are you doing? Amy? Amy, are you in there?
Number 4 is Breakdown, starring KurtRussell. When I was a kid, I got a TV in my room and a VCR. And with that VCR, I was gifted 2 VHSs. One was Cliffhanger starring Stallone, and one was Breakdown. I watched both those VHSs over and over and over again. If you want to hear me talk about Cliffhanger some more, I did a top 5 Stallone movies with my boy Nick from Movie AV Impulse, and that will be in the description as well. But Breakdown is one of my favorites. I watch it all the time. I can watch this maybe twice a year. I think during the pandemic, I watched it 3 times in 1 year, and I just did not get bored of it. And whenever a new edition comes out, I buy it. This is a great movie. I love it. Whenever I'm at a rest stop or anything like that, I always think of this movie. I'm always looking around, being, man, I hope nobody gets taken or anything. But yeah, I love this movie, and I'm definitely going to get on 4K because Paramount's going to release that bad boy. I have this cool notepad too that's made out of the VHS. I bought this on Etsy, which is pretty cool. I talk about it a little bit in my first video. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
You killed the icebox.
Look, you berserk old Barbie doll.
You can talk the talk, you walk the walk. Somebody call 911. Want intimidation? I'll show you intimidation.
Little Giants.
Do you like football?
No?
You want to play football?
No?
Great, you can be on our team.
Number 3 is going to be Little Giants. Little Giants starring EdO'Neil and RickMoranis. This movie cracks my ass up. I love this movie when it came out. I watched it all the time. It got me into playing football, and I played football all the way up to college. So this was a very big inspiration. I loved it. And of course, I was a big fan of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with RickMoranis and Ghostbusters, and of course EdO'Neil from Married with Children. But yeah, it's just a fun movie about these misfits who get cut from the elite team, so they make their own team. It's just really good. I had a huge crush on Icebox when this movie came out. I thought she was so cute. And I know a lot of girls had a crush on Devin Sawa, who plays Junior in this movie. There's a really cool scene in this movie where they discover Junior, who's played by Devin Sawa. He's in the grocery store throwing rolls of toilet paper across the aisle into a grocery cart. I remember that was so cool. It was something I always wanted to do but never got to do. This movie is really underrated. Nobody really talks about it anymore, and it's a shame because it's such a fun movie. And I think people of all ages will like it, whether you're an adult or a kid. It's just a great time, a great movie. It also annoys me how EdO'Neil's character, Coach O'Shea, chews his gum in this movie.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Number 2 is 1989's Batman, and I know every boy my age loved this movie. It was an obsession. There was Batmania. I remember, I still do, I have the original VHS, and I wore that thing out. I watched it over and over again. I wish I had it out so I can show you guys. It was a great movie. I don't have to tell you how great Batman 89 is. Michael Keaton was awesome as Batman. He is my favorite Batman. Jack Nicholson was awesome in this. Jack Nicholson is my favorite Joker. It just has a really cool direction, set pieces. I love Gotham. I love the dark gothicness of it. It's just a great movie. I remember all the tie-ins. I remember on the VHS, they had the Diet Coke commercial with Alfred, and they also had, I think it was Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and they were trying to sell merchandise of Batman. I can't remember if that was on the beginning of the Batman VHS or if that was the beginning of Gremlins 2 VHS. Maybe it was both. I also remember eating tortilla chips that were shaped as the bat signal back in the day. Was that a dream of mine, or did that really happen? Anyways, this is number 2 on movies I watched over and over again. This is definitely a rad movie. I'm Bat Dude.
Bert, they're under the ground. They're under the ground. They can dig like a son of a bitch. Big monsters underground. Now get out. Hurry.
Last and certainly not least, my number 1 pick, Tremors. Tremors is such a good time. This is the perfect gateway movie into horror if you want to get somebody into horror. So if you have a daughter or a son who's at that right age, who's curious about horror, you can ease them in by watching Tremors. There's not a lot of cussing. There's not a lot of blood and guts. It's just a good time. Tremors reminds me of Friday nights, eating pizza and drinking milk. Yes, I was one of those kids who drank milk with my pizza. My sister used to make fun of me all the time. But I remember watching this on Friday nights and eating pizza for some reason. This is what that movie reminds me of. And also, when I was a kid, a lot of people would play lava where like the ground was lava so you couldn't touch it. When I was a kid, we used to play Tremors, so we couldn't touch like the sand out in the playground because the Tremor would get us. That's something we would play. Is that something you guys played as well, or did you guys do the whole lava thing? Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Reba McEntire. I have this really cool graboid that's custom handmade. It's really cool. It has like a cool city of perfection. Established 1902, population 14. But yeah, it's really cool. It has some cool details on it. You don't see much Tremor stuff out there, so I was happy to pay an artist to make this. So guys, that was my RAD 9 movies that made us. I want to thank the RAD Pack for issuing this challenge. It's always fun when the community gets together and does these challenges. We have a great community here on YouTube. I'm so grateful and thankful for them. But man, this list was not easy to make. Like I said, I could have had 50 on here, 100 on here. There's movies like Ernest Scared Stupid that I watched all the time, or We're Back at Dinosaur Story. Does anybody even remember this movie? I remember this, voiced by John Goodman. Like I said, there were movies from my first list that I wanted to put on here, like Arachnophobia, Kindergarten Cop, Dumb and Dumber, Mrs. Doubtfire. But those are just movies I've talked about before. All 3 members of the Rad Pack did their own list, and that's going to be over on the Rad Pack Pod YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe, like, and comment. Tell them the dude sent you. Also subscribe to Garrett's channel, Born to be Rad. Subscribe to Mel's channel, MyKillerPodcast. And also subscribe to Justin's channels, The Dead Couch and MovieWatchDaily. They are putting out rad, killer, and weird stuff all the time. It's awesome content. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and let me know, are any of my picks something that you would pick or put on your list? Put your list down in the comments. If you want, you can also make a video or post on Instagram. Just tag the Rad Pack in there. That's Garrett, Mel, or Justin. They would love to see your list. I would love to see your list. Did I talk you into seeing any movies you've never heard of before or anything like that? Let me know. Let me know. Hopefully you can find a hidden gem in something I talked about today. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Cheers to who's respecting. Stay rad. Rad Pack for life. Will not make this list today.